got a fake 903 getting in touch with me in my chat. That is so not him. Oh my gosh, funny. Okay. All right. So I got everybody who was in, it looks like. One more little box. Okay. All right. That's enough. We got it. All right. And you guys can share the link because there's only 63 people in here now. So plenty of room. Okay. All right. Distractions off. All right. So, all right. Now let's get back to the cannonball. Okay. We're getting back to those in the today. Okay. Let's do this. Heavenly Father, it's 11/25, 2024, 3:08 p.m. Our prayers are being answered. The knowledge is coming in. People are ready. Lions are hungry. And we are starting our ascent together. Again, this is my dream come true and my wish, which was to have a group of lions to storm the castle walls. And what we're realizing that we're doing instead is we're actually erecting the revival tents. Hallelujah. Okay. Let's start. So first of all, I'm just grateful for everybody here. And I'm grateful for Heather, like I said, all the work that she had done to get those rooms organized so that people that are coming at different levels of graduating to the next level, they're coming in, they're able to go in to their specific subject matter, look at it, learn from it, see other people's love letters, see other people's receipts, essentially. Okay, so how should we start this off? Let's just start with shooting the cannonball. Okay, facing right now. So let's see. So the cannonball was, if we've fulfilled the Holly and Kia step-by-step guidance on how to create your non-decedent letter, and all these are in the Google Drive. Once you go into the mailing list with Kia and Holly, get access to the Google Drive where all the documents are in Word, so you're able to author them all yourself. And you're able to come alive as from now that you are the holder in due course of your blue card person and your birth certificate, you're holding the keys to the lineage of your family and your ancestors, and the responsibility of putting cookies away for the next 7 generations because of the new knowledge that we have. And then, of course, once you notify your AG and your SOS, you're able to do a 1099-B on any account, closed or open, for the amount of proceeds that went through that account times 10. So even if all you do a B on is your cell phone bill, you get to do the cell phone bill times 12, and then that amount times 10 on a B. And so all of those merchants and all of those vendors in commerce that have been providing services to us have simply not gotten the memo that we're the bank that's made them essential and even exist. V is in the waiting room. So with that knowledge now, we're just simply sending in a report of where we spent our cookies that particular fiscal year. What merchant did we vote for? Was it Costco? Was it AT&T? Was it Bank of America? Was it a mortgage company? All of those get to be 1099-B now. And on the second B, you get to put in a withholding amount. The withholding amount is simply 24% of your 10 times the amount. And that is what would go on your 1041 return. So what we've all been doing is getting our 1041 returns ready to file electronically come January 15th. In the meantime, there's nothing stopping any of us from filing physical papers in the mail using envelopes and stamps, old school way. as long as your trust has been ledgered, as long as your trust has been activated and there's a respondable party receiving accountable mail on behalf of the blue card person, you are the trustee. Welcome to your new job where you get to recoup all of your energy, time, attention, energy, and votes. You get to vote for you and your family for a change. How cool is that? So what we're doing is we're voting on policy instead of people. In a meritocracy, we get awarded, we win prizes, we get to gift, we get to exchange in amongst each other without a third disinterested party. How do we know they're disinterested? Because they've never sent us an INT. They've never sent us a DIV. So if you've been looking at the debt clock lately and the messages being sent to us from on high, the new type of gifting, awarding, and prizes is going to be done through a dividend program. Dividends that we've all been due and owing for quite some time. So that all being said, hallelujah, so many of us have that to be grateful for, that the system is shifting and turning due north to benefit those of us who would be the users of these platforms. X Payments is online. A FedNow is online. Our claims are about to be settled in real time with seconds between us pressing on our keyboard or our phone. So we're about to head into what I would call an accelerated quantum field. So all that to say that what we've been working on is the leveling up portion. So look into 1041T, and what you'll see that you're now ready for this conversation. If you've done the living trust, EIN, notification, blah, 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 open up a bank account for the living trust, sent notice to the AG and the SOS, you now have the ability to fund that account filing your 1041s. And part of how we can gift 10 or more people on an ES, so if you have offspring, if you have single dash entities that you want to gift or award or send prizes to, you get to do that now on a 1041T. And that is due by the 65th day of the fiscal year. Some of us, our fiscal year starts July 1st and ends June 30th. Some of us are just annual filers, and we have January, let's see. So January 1, the beginning of the fiscal year, January 1, which is what's been on a lot of the B's for people, January 1 to December 31st, whatever the year is. So keeping that in mind, 65 days after your vessel's fiscal year begins. So think about it. Majority of the people just think 65 days into the fiscal year would put us at what? January, February, probably sometime in February. Okay. To file your what? ESs that are donations and gifts and contributions to your offspring, to your family, to your local library if you want. You just go in and ask them for a W-9 and say, how do I, fortify this library? I want to gift you, and I just need your W-9. So the library can be one. You can print out as many 1041Ts as you want, as many entities and vessels as you want on that 1041T. Hopefully, I'll be able to share screen and not lose bandwidth. Give me 1 second to pop up a oops, I got to move my share screen out of the way. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to go 1041T. This is the way to do multiple ESs It's our gifting party. It started. Oh, crap. I didn't do IRS. Hold on. I thought I did IRS. Give me 1 second. 1041T. Okay. We're going to go to irs.gov. Allocation of estimated tax payments to who? Whoever you want to benefit from your gift. Okay, that's what it looks like. And you can download as many of these as you want. If you have more than 10 to benefit to okay. So now this gets to go in to the AG. The comptroller gets to ledger what vessels in your state where you have a living trust that can now gift all day long and beneficiaries identifying number. So it could be a W-9 if it's a sole prop you want to fund, if it's your LLC you want to fund, if it's your offspring if you want to fund, if you have dependents, if you have goats or horses or sheep that are dependent on you, don't they all need a budget for the year of food, shelter, maintenance? General instructions, boom. Okay, and then you see where you mail it to. If you live here, you mail it here. That way it gets put on the ledger. Instead of having to do the ESs all one by one, you just do it 10 by 10. Okay, anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Name of trust or decedent's estate. Now we get to be the trust instead of the dead person. Hallelujah, we are risen. We are now seated in Christ's office, the office of the Christ. Trust the plan the trust. All we're doing is planning the trust now. Okay. So instead of doing 1041 ESs and Bs, we do 1041 Ts. If you go past the 65th day, then you have to start doing one by ones. If you wanted to do a 1041, that is. But some people have multiple trusts and estates. Some people have their parents' estate or trust. Some people lost their parents. Some people lost their military siblings. Okay. Some people lost them during Iraq. Some people lost them during COVID. Now we have a way to turn around and bring manna from heaven, and we're not trading with the enemy. We're not risking our funds being swept by some rogue agent in the public. Okay. So that is a hallelujah.
Kim Marie,
Question?
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So could you explain that a little bit, let's say differently? So if we're going to do a 1041T, and we fill out the 1041 ES, as we've done it, in the first round, I should say, we did
that's
total by four quarters. So how would we do that using, say you had 10 beneficiaries on this 1041T? How would you do that on one ES? Or I kind of misunderstood what you said there.
Okay, well, the other ES, 1041 ES that you've already done, did you not pay the United States Treasury for credit to a single dash entity? You did, right? If you already filled out a 1041 ES
Yes.
and a B?
Yes.
Okay, so there was someone with a pen in their hand that gifted this particular entity right here. Here's my annotator. My little highlighter, spotlight. Okay, right here. See that? So who's going to benefit? Who's the one you chose to benefit from that ES amount?
So
Right here.
the first.
Yep. So the one that you've done can go in box 1. The trust can fill out a 1041 for it has its own identifying number. We can gift. I'm just showing you how to gift up to, 10 or more. Your family, this is what I call like a gifting party. We now have the ability to turn this in ahead of time. It gives the location where you send this right here. Look, whatever state you're in right here, you're going to send it to this department ahead of time so they can ledger the credits to whatever single dash or double dash entity that you put on here. Sign here only if you're filing this form separately and not with a 1041. Signature of fiduciary or officer representing fiduciary. That's the big kahuna right there. Nothing leaves the office of the trust without being signed off by the head fiduciary, which is called the treasury, which is called the purser, which is called the recorder of the books or the book entries or the units of account. So here is a way for you to ledger now. The trust is here, the name of your trust right at the top, the EIN to your living trust, and boom. So the first one you've done, it could be the tail end of the caboose. It could be the last one you put here. It could be, you can put your Social Security person can get a gift. You can put your ESs that all of you have done. Your ESs can go on here, the amount. So that when it comes time for you to file your 1041, you've now got an uploadable ledgered event that you already sent in the mail. You already have a tracking number for it. You might want to put your CAF number up here if you have it. You might want to put your tracking number right here if you have it. Before you go to upload certain documents, when you file your 1041 with Tax Act. See, now that everybody's on the same page with Holly and Kia's, we've come alive in commerce, and we recognize that every transaction of $1 or more is now considered a trust transaction. Why? Because everything we do in commerce, we're gifting it for an exchange of a piece of paper, a receipt. That's what excise is called. Use is excise. Did you not go into the grocery store, shop for what you needed to shop for, and then give them a type of payment? And they always give us a receipt. They always ask you if you want it. Your receipt goes back to your administrator who's keeping the ledger and the accounting. If you've done ESs for a Benny or for yourself, it could go right here with your Benny's Social Security. You already gifted yourself $250,000. So you're just ledgering it now. So you either put an amount or a percentage. Let's say you've got 5 million coming back to you or 10 million coming back on your 1041 trust return. And you just simply want to divide the 10 million up. Then you would just put a percentage in here. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. They'll do the accounting for you. And then those ESs, those estimated tax payments made by the trustee, will show up on the Benny's transcript. So everything we've been doing is creating money orders, future collectibles that you, as the king of your ship, get to navigate which OMB number, see this right here? Which OMB number would you like your allocations of your collectibles? How do you want? Some people are just filing for themselves. They may just do a B, put the withholding amount in the second B, and they may just get that return of just the withholding amount if there's only one Benny in their trust. Okay, you did the Holly Kia, you put all the different, you put your living trust together, you put your, you did everything you needed to do to set yourself up to be a grantor, a guarantor, a payor, a trustor, the one who has the ability and the power of attorney in the Form 56, and the designee, you're the designated official now. You are the estate. You are the trust. You are the administrator. You're the minister. Make sense? We couldn't have had this conversation a year ago because no one was privy to this amazing information we got from Holly and Kia, which was literally step by step. I was able to go through it and see what was missing for me, the presence of which would have made a difference for my blue card person, because I still have 5 tax returns that are on hold. They're being backup withheld from me. Well, it's because I hadn't noticed my AG and my SOS that I'm alive in Texas now. I'm not dead in California. I'm alive in Texas. Hallelujah. Did that answer your question, Michael?
I have a question for you, Kim Marie. Are you there?
Yes, it
Yep.
is. Yes.
Okay. This is Leon again. I was talking with you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hi. So I kind of just want to coattail on something you just said there because it ties into something that I have a question about regarding my process. Do you mind if I ask it real quick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm not as far down the line as some of the stuff that you were speaking. Like I haven't set up the living trust yet. I'm just now getting that checklist. Like I'm haven't even checked off the top part of it. I've acquired my birth certificate, which is Australian. I don't think that's necessary though. I think that I'll probably need to use my naturalization papers, and people in the chat confirm that with me on TikTok, and maybe you can just double confirm that with me.
Have you been receiving accountable mail? Have you contributed to the marketplace in 2024 since January 2024?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I mean, look, I'm a dual citizen,
Have
so
you had
I have.
account?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So you have interest in another country. I get that, but you're
Yep.
contributing to this marketplace right now, and everything you're doing as a trust transactor, you are able to recoup it now back times 10.
Right.
You're the
Sorry,
so we're taking the money changers out of the equation and we're turning into the broker now.
Yes. I'm aware of that. I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear on what my question was. I'll be a bit more precise.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and ask it again.
Yeah, sorry. So it was kind of a multi-faceted question. So I was just saying how I'm aware that I likely don't have to send in my Australian birth certificate. I could probably send in my naturalization papers when I'm notifying and sending in these copies to the Attorney General and so that, like all of the places I need to send them to. So that was one thing.
They need it. Okay, first of all, so they need a birth certificate, a driver's. So we were asked to make 3 copies of each.
Yes.
One goes to the IRS. with your Form 56 and 2848. One copy of your birth certificate and driver's license goes to the SOS, and one goes to the AG. So your birth certificate may be a different country, but your Social Security card that you're going to give them a copy of, they're able to look up in your new report or in the master file. And they'll be able to see that you are a beneficial owner of that entity, that there's no fake trustee coming in trying to launder money using your name.
Okay, so I'm free to send my Australian birth certificate as part of that packet then.
Yes, I would say if you have a dual citizenship, and you've been transacting and you've had a bank account in this country, they've already got you verified.
I've been a dual citizen for like 20 Cool. I've been a citizen for like 20 years. So I've been here, I've been in America for a long time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that was part one. So the second part was in you saying that you got some kickbacks because you hadn't notified the Attorney General of those things as well. I'm thinking that this might actually work out in my favor, and I don't mean to, put you down because of you getting a kickback, but the timing of this might actually work out for me. Since I haven't notified them, I've just mailed in my 1040, my ES packet and all of that, and it hasn't even arrived to the IRS yet. So as that's processing, that's going to take some time. I figure while that's processing, I'll be getting this checklist done. I'll be notifying the Attorney General of all these things.
Yep.
Do you think that I'd be more likely for these pieces to fall in place since that I would have likely notified them before this paperwork at the IRS processes? Because I'm hearing that these people doing these packets, and yourself included, were getting kickback. And I'm just wanting to see if I'm on the right path here. Do you know what I mean? Like the timeline of my events.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the weird question, but hopefully that made sense. Cool.
No, you're so good. No, you're so good. I spent quite some time learning the conventions on the recognition of trusts and estates, salvage law, bankruptcy law, contract law, trust law, dominion, writs, sovereign law, God's law, kingdom law. Okay. So I have been, I know a little bit about enough to be able to navigate in different jurisdictions, right? And never lose who I am, regardless of where I'm navigating, right?
Yeah.
So let me be clear about why my 1.8 was targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had 45 days access to all of those funds. I sent out a couple certified funds checks to retain a few officers, skilled record keepers. Sent out those certified. Literally, she was there ready like a Ferrari dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
My first instructions to her was to print up 25 certified funds checks in the amount of $17.76, because I was trying to purchase a stock share, a founding stock share in the bank called Old Glory.
Yeah.
And those were all going to be officers that would be working on my ship, right? So you guys, she got that done. She walked away from the desk and literally was back at her desk in less than 5 minutes. That's how fast they were able to cut 25 checks at $17.76.
Wow.
Now imagine, had I known the funds would be in jeopardy of any kind from a rogue agent with a erroneous levy, they waited for 45 days. Because the bank knows that if that 45 days, if those funds are still in there, they've got not only a bond that's cured, but I've deposed for a time. I've deposed. I put my shit in someone else's control temporarily or for a time. And it was never did I give them consent to be a fiduciary or trustee on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what they were able to do by waiting 45 days? They probably created 1.8 ghost accounts with $1 deposited in each one.
Wow.
Because they can.
Wow.
$1 is all that's needed to purchase an annuity. Just saying.
Jeez.
In my name. So let's be clear. I had 45 days to move that money around at my will. And they were at my service. Now, what's interesting is those 25 checks, they didn't draw that out of the account I had just moved the 44,000 into, which is my my investment account.
Right.
No. Because I ordered them, I made them essential. I made their services essential. By me ordering 25 certified funds checks, guess where they took those funds out of? Their main account. If you look at those certified funds checks, they came from a different account, not my investment account that I'm the owner of. The pooled investment, the bank's investment account.
Wow.
So this is how I know the minute we ask them to give us a cashier's check for more than $1, they've probably allocated a ghost account and stacked it up like chips in a casino.
Wow.
This is why we have to do the 1099Bs. Because every single transaction since Space Force was put into place, for the first time in 45 years, by the way, they have captured every transaction in total. Because it's all on the SWIFT. Banking, wire, communications. And that's how they've been doing it for, 150 years?
Yeah. Wow.
So where I was trying to be a gifter and a grantor and have everybody have a stock share of Old Glory, because it was literally $1,776 per share. Instead, no one told me, I didn't get the memo, but I needed to send that 1.8, wire it to my brokerage account at Wells Fargo Advantage, the wealth manager that I had a brokerage account there, sitting with $40 in it for the last 2 years. I could have wired it to Fidelity, the whole amount, which is the brokerage account. Because everybody that got a cashier's check from me had no issues with that cashier's check. Why? Because it was already, you could say, clean and clear. Because the bank that I went and deposited my check into, they have to call and verify that it is a bona fide check from the issuer that issued it. They had to call Treasury Fiscal Services in Pennsylvania before they could touch that deposit. The problem has been the money changers all along, folks. Now we get to B it all. B, 1099B times 10 back to me, 1.8 times 10 back to me. And that's not even including the rogue agents that worked behind the scenes using my tax person's name, all caps, without my permission and without paying me a royalty. That's why TIGTA had to get the report of what happened. Hobbs Act violation. The minute they cut off my ability to actually online even sign in, they stole my passwords. It's also called stealing when you are blocked from the use of your private information. It's a misuse of power by them. I wasn't able to go in and close my accounts and get a nice big cashier's check because they said not at this time, because they were conspiring behind the scenes. They never sent me a bill that I owed $2 million. But the rogue agent, for all I know, the bank called the local tax assessor's office and said, hey, we got a booty here. We know you guys can see all these deposits, and in order for us to stay in business, we know we have to pay you 50% of the booty. Whatever, I don't know. I don't care. All I know is they did it behind, 2 or more conspired, and I was violated. And there's been nowhere for me to go for justice. Where would you go? What would you do if you had 1.8 stolen out of your safe in your house? Oh, you have house insurance or renter's insurance to cover that, but I don't think it covers 1.8. So let the record show all I needed to do was take my check, it had both my legal names on it, hand Fidelity my certificate of trust, along with my CP 575, deposit it right then and there. Those funds would have been safe and secure. Private to private, exempt to exempt, Treasury to Fidelity. Make sense?
Yeah, that portion of it does. Regarding the ES and the V process portion of this equation, I know that's a little, ahead of, or I guess before things. But using that as like the little, I guess, cushion to kind of get yourself set up, get your cookie jar filled up and all that stuff. Are you seeing any pushback with them on those forms as well? Or has that been working out for the people on that initial call with you guys?
Some people are seeing it on their transcripts.
Yep.
Some people are taking the transcript, filling out a miscellaneous for collectibles. Some people are taking the transcript and putting it on an NEC. Some people are not waiting for their transcript for it to show up. They're just filling out a 1040X and putting the ESs in the ES line 26. Everybody gets to navigate at their own leisure, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's no one there to boss us around anymore. There's no one there to govern us and tell us what we can and can't do. Clearly, I didn't get the memo that I need to move that money, that there's a pirate hiding behind the bush over here, waiting for me to deposit my trust check. You don't get a memo. Counterterrorism is one of the most unglorious jobs for these people because you don't hear on the news, you don't hear in the public square that the fire engine came and rescued the cat out of the tree and she happened to be pregnant. No, you don't hear the good news. You don't hear the memos. So that's why I had to go, and I'm telling you, that was 9 hours. I didn't eat, go to the bathroom, nothing. 9 hours straight of sharing what I did, what I didn't do, what I could have done, what I did to get here. 3 Treasury trust tax returns later. I'm a subject matter expert in pirates on the high seas. And I'm really glad I got the bank audited. So I get to actually do a B right now for them.
Right.
Because I have the account number in front of me. Let me do a B right now and show you all how to get justice in the new land. All right. I'm going to do, because I've already filed, I'm not going to electronically file mine, but I'm going to show you all another, yet think of not either or, this or that, right or wrong, but think of all the ways you can perform now and more. The worst case scenario is I'm going to overpay and my tax return is going to be bigger. Hallelujah. And this is how I did a lot of stuff before we had W4 groups, before we had study groups on Telegram. This is how I was getting a lot of my results filling out the fillable paper form like I'm going to do right now. And you'll see why. I'm going to read it since we're recording for the record and posterity. And I'm going to show you there's a flag on this document, which is my first sign But I have an allegiance and I have a duty, and I'm a special operations executive. I'm competent. I am age of majority, and I have a duty to read these instructions since my blue card person can't.
More than 500 leaves?
Hold on a second, but
We make a mistake, we're liable now. Who's injured? Our blue card person if we don't get our returns back because we were not diligent and we were not dutiful and we didn't care enough. We just yet again gave our signature away. Okay. Copy A of this form is provided for informational purposes only. This red is for information purposes only. Copy A appears in red similar to the official IRS form if you were to order them. So there's 3 ways to do it. Electronically, the paper form if you order it from the IRS, or here online like this I'm about to do. And this is sufficient, and you'll see why it's sufficient. Because I'm allowing them to do the data entry on the receipt versus for me, I've already done a B where I put the bank account's number in the account box because that backs up the basis for my lien because I put a lien on Jefferson Bank and I asked them to unfreeze my accounts by July 31st. And if they didn't, I was going to start charging them $5,000 a day. Well, I've done so, but I don't want to double file for that same account number because it's property, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference it in yet a, what I would call a double deposit or a double receipt, but I'm not filing it twice. Hopefully that's not confusing anybody. I'm just showing you yet another way you can make sure you're not abandoning your credits, okay? The online version of it, okay, so let me go back. The official printed version of copy A of this IRS form is scannable. So if you ordered the actual form, it's scannable by the IRS that you're sending it to. But the online version printed from this site is not. So that's the distinction. Do not print and file copy A. That's the red check. Don't do that. You can keep it for your records. You can hand fill it in. It's a great receipt for your successor trustee or whoever your accountant is, so that you have a visual representation of a receipt that you already mailed. I would put the tracking number on top of it. I would put, what tax year it's for. I would use this space right here to make all kinds of notes for the person that I left this receipt for, whatever. You can't use it, but it is a template. So do not print and file copy A. Do not. N-O-T, bold, okay? Downloaded from this site, a penalty may be imposed for filing with the IRS information return forms that can't be scanned. So clearly, we know not to touch Part A. See Part O in the current general instructions for certain information forms available here. And there's 37 choices of a 1099 you can be filling out. 37. Welcome to self-governance. Have fun. And you click there and you find 37 choices. If you pull down an IRA and you got taxed to death on it, there's a 1099 for an IRA to recoup all the taxes you paid. There's a form for everything, okay? 1041T is not on there. And I noticed that the gifters and the grantors, all of our information lives inside ES's and B voucher instructions. Gifters, grantors, foundations, they like to gift so that there's no funds left in their pooled main account. I call it the hub account. When it's the hub account is the one you pull from to drop your units into other sub-accounts or investment accounts or escrow accounts if you're going to be moving a large amount because you want to purchase something, blah, 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 blah. There's a hub account. Okay. Please note, they're begging you to listen to the next part that's in print. Copy B and other copies of this form, which appear in black, may be downloaded and printed and used to what? Satisfy the requirement to provide the information to the recipient. So if someone from the IRS sends you a love letter and says, we don't have a copy of the payment, it's assumed that you're the receiver of the credits, but what form did your receipt come in? We're asking you for a 1099 or your transcript that shows the credits, or a copy of your ESs and your Vs, or one of these filled out. You have everything's multiple choice with the IRS because they're not going to tell you what to do. You have full power now. Satisfy the requirement. What are they looking for? A receipt. They're looking for something in the withholding box right here. Oh, this is a B. Yeah. See, federal withholding, tax withheld. Okay. If you live in one of those wonderful 12 states where there's a mommy and a daddy, a nanny and a covenant, then you may have to show that your state is the one that withheld your cookies, your credits, your cookie jar. Some people are having to file state ESs and Vs. The federal state ES and V paid by the gentleman who owed child support in his state, the federal settled his child support rears by sending notification to the court, and he got a statement of interest showing that the entire amount he was in the rears got sent to his kids and his wife, the custody holder of the children. He just got taken out of debt. The yoke came off of his neck just by doing an ES and a V at the federal level. So it tells us that the state and federal do talk to each other. So when we read, we see our options. Provide, okay? All right. Satisfy the requirement to provide the information to the recipient. Who's supposed to get those credits? Didn't you all say the Social Security person's supposed to get those credits? Okay, cool. Now, where are you going to lodge those credits that you're due? Is it going to be a 1040X? Are you going to attach your copies of your V and your ESs? Are you going to create a bill of exchange? Are you going to do a 1099 miscellaneous? Are you going to do an NEC? Or however you decide to do it, it's up to you. But it's your receipts. You could have sent it through the mail, and you could have had the postmaster bop your firm book. That firm book entry page can be sent to be a receipt, backup copy of a receipt of a contract that you're in with UCC contract, Social Security person, blah, 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 blah. The firm book page can be used and sent in as evidence of a payment that went through the mail. If you have 10 or more information returns to file, you may be required to e-file. But the 1041T, you don't have to electronically file, and you can gift to 10 or more people without having to file 10 or more different returns, because they're going to allocate the gifts to those Social Security persons, put them on the transcript. Your offspring can do whatever they want. They can claim the credits if they want. They can let them sit there for 3 years. If they let them sit for longer than 3 years, the credits will be issued back into their charitable remainder trust for their heirs, successors, and assigns to come collect. We get to either abandon or acquisition our credits. It's up to us. Claim them, acquisition, claim, or abandon. We strongly encourage you to e-file. If you want to file them on paper, you can place an order with the IRS. So they're telling you how to order these. Okay, 10 or more information returns, e-file. And we learned that in the Holly and Kia's instructions. Because if you have a Verizon bill. Your kids have a Verizon bill. You have an electricity bill. You have a grocery bill. Whatever, however many your stack of Bs is high, is how many Bs you're filing. So it's why she showed you any typical family would have at least 10 Bs to file for a fiscal year 2023. And she showed you on there how to collect the 1096. And 1096 actually adds up all your Bs. And most times we heard reports that the Treasury gave them more than they even claimed on those totals. All right. So if you want to file them on paper, you can place an order, Copy A for filing with the IRS and all other applicable copies. Go here, employer forms, winner forms, payer forms, trustor forms, grantor forms. We mail you the forms you request and their instructions as well as publication. Okay. So on this downloadable with a flag in the left-hand corner, we just got all the data we need to navigate to our next level. And it's your choice. No one's going to tell you this is right, this is wrong. What we can say is, here's what I did. So I'm just expanding everybody's options here and going back to, again, reading the instructions, okay? So I'm going to fill this out because this is going to the AG. I've already reported Jefferson Bank on a UCC lien and on 3949A and on the 8300. I never filled out a 211 whistleblower award because I'm going to get my own award, especially now that I know I can get 10 times the amount back. All right, so I'm going to, y'all are going to see my social, but here's the news flash. There's nothing you can do with my social except pay me. So I don't care if people see my social, just saying. Because I have unlimited credit. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go, who's the payer on this? It is my CAF. So who that 1.8 check was designated to be given to is the designee, the one who's the operator. Who's operating the blue card person? That's the fiduciary on your Form 56. If you forgot, just look. Who did you make the one that you asked them to give you a CAF number for? Mine is the upper lowercase. This is the office of the Christ. This is the fiduciary on 10 of my vessels. I have 10 Form 56s and 10 2848s that I just don't have time to file for because I have so many credits coming back to me. So who's the payer? Okay, it's this entity. And let me grab my living trust EIN. Give me 1 second to grab it. So I have all my data in front of me. Okay. So now you're going to watch me get justice. Okay. So since it's from the office, I'm going upper lowercase because I want them to know that I know who I am, right? Who they're dealing with. I'm the one with the CAF number. I'm competent to contract. This is my private mailbox where I receive accountable mail. And let's see, since we're putting Jefferson's account number, no, it's going to be the CAP. CUSIP, what's that going to be? Social, good, account number. They always ask for on the CP 575, they always ask for a fax number. So just grabbing my CP 575. I'm going to give them my fax number because this is broker to broker. This fee is going to be mailed to them. So I'd like them to get my fax number instead of my phone number. Okay. So let me grab that real quick. I don't have my fax number memorized. Sorry. And okay. I'm going to put my FinCEN number on there. Sorry, I don't have my fax number memorized yet. Okay, I got it right here. Okay. I'm going to put fax number right underneath this. No annotation. F. Uh-oh. Okay. Probably needed to download it first. That's okay. Okay. Payer's EIN. Okay, here we go. The living trust is the payer. Peter F. Bar 2023. Not going to hurt to be on there. And that's my identifier. Okay, now I'm going to grab my living trust. Okay, let me just do this. Okay. Who was the recipient? The recipient was well, let's figure this out together here. Was it okay, hold on.
Hey Maria, I have a question.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago when I had contacted IRS for the credits that posted onto my A's and my B's, when I contacted them to tell them that I was looking for my credits, they were telling me that I could not file a 1041 against my credits because my trust, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because at the time my POA was not connecting yet with IRS. They didn't have it. But
Right.
she
How
said
new was
that,
it?
this was probably a couple weeks ago. It was a couple weeks ago when I called IRS and they were telling me that I can't file 1041s with my trust since all of my credits are under my social. So have you experienced that? Because most of our credits, like our credit cards, car payment, mortgage, most of that stuff was done under our social. So I guess all of my credits were tied into my social. And so when I went to file like my 1041s or my trust and my estate, IRS was telling me that I couldn't do that because I have to go after the 1099-Bs on the estate and trust EINs in order for me to file a 1041. But quickly, I noticed a week ago after my POA was now the living trust with IRS on the 2848, all of a sudden now the 1041s that I had done a couple of months ago are now showing processing. So is it because the trust was not in place that they were saying that I couldn't do the 1041?
Yeah, there's nobody that is, consider they're talking to pirates, and they just don't know whether you're a pirate or a good guy at this point, at this juncture.
Okay.
You feel me? So
yeah, because they
there's
posted.
yeah, if you've got them on your transcript, you're the boss, you're the bookkeeper, you just keep going in the same direction you're going, and you don't take no for an answer. We have already know they've only and always been able to use our blue card person's credit and never paid us a royalty. That's why we get to do the Bs, because they're going to get audited now, but they never sent us a dividend. And they used all of our credit. They profited off of it. They sent the money across the shore, fomented wars for the last 150 years
Somebody's not good.
without our permission.
And it's odd because when I contacted them about a week ago, now everything was fine. She's like, oh, okay, well, I see you've got, over 5M in credits. That is amazing. Then she was like, well, you need to go ahead and file all those old tax returns now to make sure you don't owe us. And even if you do owe us, you've got plenty credits. We'll just pay it off your credits and we'll send you a check for the overpayment. But don't look for it now. It's going to be months before you get it because you have to mail in some of those older returns. I was like, so once I file the returns,
you're just doing 2023 right now.
Yep.
You're just doing 2023 right now. If you take that advice, you're going to be delayed. And then you're going to be caught up in, no, just get your 2023 done.
She wouldn't allow me when I did the 23. She said 18, 20, 21, 22 have to be filed, even though they were just W-2 incomes. But she said, we want to make sure you don't owe us. And whatever you owe us will come off your credit. But we will not release your credits until you file those returns. We want to make sure you don't owe us first. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
I had that issue.
So I had to rush and file a whole bunch of 1040s just to debt them. Because she said, once I do that, that's when they'll release the credits. And she clearly said, if I I owe her.
Okay. Then you navigate the way that you want to navigate. Absolutely. I'm not gonna get upset and start to get all pissed off right now about this. Okay. Like it pisses. Okay. The IRS is about to start getting my Bs.
So they're not telling us the right things to do then.
I don't owe you a fucking dime.
Yeah, you owe me.
Yeah, don't get me started. I'm going to get pissed off. Okay. Sorry, but let me just finish what I'm doing here.
This is what happens when it's snack time.
Okay. Okay, now we need to get the calculator out. Here we go. All right. So, description of property. Okay, and then that gets to be my boom again. My exemption is 0315. Nine 855. Shit, I keep forgetting to put the 3 in there. 3R. Okay. And then the property is also this account number. where the deposit was made. Okay,
Kim Marie, is that your
that's my
CAF
property
number?
they messed with.
Is that the CAF number? The 315?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. Yes. In this case, because it was a tax agency that charged me basically for a bill that I never saw. It's called erroneous levy.
Hold on, you said that the CAF number was the 0315 number. I thought that was just the account number. Isn't the CAF number the capital TETER F bar 2023?
No, that's my FinCEN number.
I'm sorry. Thank you for clarifying. I'm going to mute now.
Yep. Okay. So CUSIP is my social. The account was opened with my social security person. The duty falls on the designee who has the CAF number that is the representative for the blue card person, dashes, no dashes, single dashes. This is the trust that procured the 1.8 on a $9 million interest income. So I'm looking now. I just need a minute to gather my thoughts for a second, because the state did withhold 3 times I paid this. So give me a second. I'll show you exactly what's coming from the comptroller in Texas. Okay, so interest expenses, deductible taxes, fiduciary fees, attorney accountant fees, other deductibles. Yeah, unified tax credit. We're going to go here. This is going to start getting really fun. This is my statement of account. Okay, hold on. I've got 12. What came back to me was 1.8, but it got swept back. And so now I'm going to take the whole amount, because I only took 24% of the 9. So now what I'm going to take is the full UTC. I'm going to claim the full loss right here at the state level. This is going to the comptroller. Okay, so this is 12 for 2023. This happened in 2024. So I'm sure it's even more in 2024, but that's okay. As long as we're under, we're good. Let me get my calculator out. So we're going to do, we have to figure out the basis. So we're going to go, here we go. We got, what's the basis? Well, it's going to be the unified tax credit. The maximum loss you can claim in a fiscal year happens to be for 2023, which is when I filed this return, happens to be $12,920,000. Okay, and we're going to do that times 10. Okay, barter. 129. Here's my loss. 129. Now you see why the banks took over the world and started funding 900 military bases around the globe. Started using our military men and women as lab rats, because we're the only ones with guns. Okay? People, you've heard of people going postal? Well, now we're going paper. Okay? We're going to kick their ass with our success. All right. So what was withheld from the state? Not just 1.8 now, because when I deposited 1.8 into the bank, they made 120 million. And it's probably still earning interest. They're probably still making money on my deposit. Just saying. So 12,920,000. It's not If there's anything wrong with my accounting, trust me, they will let us know. But the more I claim, the more they get paid. Texas state identification number. That is my I'm going to use Jefferson Bank headquarters where my account was located. I'm going to use their zip code as their identifier. 78215. And we know that 998 is a military doot. So I can put 9998. That's not going to hurt it. Okay. All right. Was this basis
What was that
reported to the
number one more
IRS?
time?
Yes, it was. You'll have to look it up in general delivery, Wake Island. Okay. I spent many years taking notes with Patrick Devine and the other guy who talked about estates, Clarence. Oh my
David.
gosh. What is it?
David Clarence.
Yeah. David Clarence from the estates, right? Yeah. So when I did my name holder for 25 entities, I actually did it outlying minor islands, this is the zip code of Wake Island, which is the first military base. It's only a military base, and it's occupied by what I call now our special operations. So it's the first piece of land that the sun sees when it starts shining on Turtle Island. Okay. And every postmaster that's protecting and guarding our communications and our commerce is essentially a military post. So you can start to understand that kind of stuff later. I'm just doing that because I'm knowledge and action is wisdom. So I'm just using the wisdom that I have to make sure that I'm communicating what I need to. Proceeds is based on the $9 million. I'm looking at my federal statement here and actually grabbing the numbers from the actual basis. Interest expenses, 9. This was what the original return was. Procured me a 1.84. And this is my services as a trustee. If you were to run my credit report, you'd see that I have a second employer called Teeter International Trust that I've been being a trustee for and never been paid a dime since 2009 and 10. So this is $9 million for 14 years of work that I've never been paid. That's the basis of this receipt, if you're wondering. So 9640316.
Marie, in your bookkeeping,
And this is all.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
In your bookkeeping,
No, go ahead.
when you're doing your back office bookkeeping, I say your personal, your trust back office bookkeeping. Do you create invoices to back this up, even though you didn't pay yourself for that long, but now you are? Do you create the actual invoices just so you can keep your, in a business? You obviously those are things you do. Have you done that, or would you do
My
that?
My invoices are any piece of paper with my signature or my CAF number on it, my green cards, my green receipts, my postal receipts, my firm book, my manifold, any 1099 I've ever filed, any money order. What I do is I give the paper my hourly or my annual salary amount. So what I've done to make it really easy for all of us is just go on the basis of an annuity, which is a FDIC insurance annuity annually. Minimum $1 million a year to manage our blue card person in the shit show that we're in. $250,000 a quarter.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know what I
For sure.
mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
And trust me,
banana.
come and audit me. Listen, bring it on. Come and audit me. You owe me way more than I fucking owe you.
Amen.
Don't
Hannah
even get me
Bananas had her
started,
hand
you
up for a
guys.
while. Kim Marie.
Oh, okay. Okay. And a banana. Yep. Unmute.
Unless you just raised your hand on
Ask to
that.
unmute. Okay. Okay, let me get back in the flow here. One, cost or other basis. Cost or other basis is going to be total expenses for me to run my ship that year was 41 million. So here's another cost or basis for your asses. 948. So every tax return, every bank statement, even my business from back in 2006, Michael, is a bona fide loss. Theft, 18 USC, 27 of them, I could list them all. If there's no statute of limitations on fraud, aren't we back all the way pre 1876, by the way? Void ab initio, anything, fraud vitiates anything. Knowingly. They stole from us knowingly. 700,000 sealed indictments. Just picture 700,000 black bags that fucked around and found out. Okay, so now we're going to go federal income tax withheld. The state withheld my UTC, but I still have to figure out what 24% of 129 million is. Okay, so times, since I'm filling this out, I'm not subject to the limitations of an electronic filing. So I would like 50% of this back, please. Thank you. So that is, oh dear. Hold on, I think I have too many zeros. Give me a second. 129 200 000 times 0.50 equals. Okay, that's better. 64 million withheld is what I'll go for. 600 000. Okay. Not going to hurt me to create this receipt. If nothing else, worst case scenario is I'm creating a receipt that I can put a lien on. Capiche? Everybody capiche?
Capiche.
Okay. 11, gateway. Aggregate profit or loss on contracts. What is it that I say is the maximum loss that I'm claiming right now? 129 for the use of my signature, for all of my pain and suffering and all my delays of being able to get my love boat off on its maiden voyage. I'm saying I'll settle for an injury settlement claim of 129 million in this matter. And guess who gets to pay the tax on this now? Right there. Okay. Crap. All right. So I'm not going to fill out copy B, recipient's copy. What I am going to do is print this out, though, so I have a receipt. And I'm going to send this in to the AG with my 709. And that's all we're going to say about that right now. Okay, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to go over and put it in my saved messages. You guys have just watched. You can keep it really simple and just do it the way Kia and Holly showed you. You've already been shown step by step how to do this. Super easy peasy. This is Jefferson Bank B. I already did a B, remember, from my Royal Mail ship back to my trust, because I have unlimited access to credits and receipts and credit. I have the unlimited ability to give that trust that filed that tax return the amount that I was supposed to get that was taken back by an IRS agent. So I already filed a B for 2023. This is 2024, y'all. Okay. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm saving it. Boom. Okay. And it's going to the AG attached to my 709. So I'm going to go over here to my Telegram and I'm going to stick this because it needs to be printed. So it's my way of keeping my receipts is in my saved messages in Telegram. Thank you, God, for Telegram. Oh my God. All my receipts are in there. Okay. Grab it from the file I just saved it in. Hold on. Let me just get that done before I close my, there's Jefferson. You all witnessed me.
What was in box 15?
37,000. 129 million.
No, in box 15.
Jefferson. Okay. The barter amount, right?
Your state ID.
Barter amount.
State
right?
ID number.
Oh, yeah. So that's the zip code of this bank right here that had my property in it, that had no right to use this person's name, trust, tax person.
Okay.
No right. Okay. This is basically a claim of harm. The agent's already been reported. The bank's already been reported. A UC lien has already been sent to the AG of Texas. This is pittance. This is me showing self-governance that I'm willing to. And guess what? I get to send a copy of this with my CAF number stamped on it. Whatever I want to do, make it all nice and pretty. Thank you for your service, Jefferson. Thank you for stealing my 1.8 so I can now get back 10 times the amount.
Hey, Marie, what was the 709?
Okay, thank you for playing.
What was
Yeah,
the
so
709?
I'll go into that next, but I'm gonna.
I got you.
Thanks for clarifying. I had just stepped away when you explained
Okay,
that.
are you ready for that conversation? Are you ready? Okay. Listen, we want to keep everybody, at least try to keep everybody on the same page. So all I wanted to do today was show you all how I'm progressing along. Everybody needs to get their ESs and Bs in. Everybody just got taught how to do a 1041T. Everybody needs to get their letters done and their non-decedents done. Okay, so that everybody's on the same page and we're winning like a machine and we're going to kick all their asses with our success. We were the banks the whole time. We finally got the memo. So what does anyone want to talk about right now with just where we're at this level of the game first, before we go any further?
I just have one question. Your notification to the Attorney General and the Secretary of State, is it recommended to do it in the state you were born in?
No,
Only
where you live now.
if you have business there or bank account there. Only if you have credits or anything that you have an interest in collecting from 2021 to 2023. If your family lost their ass during COVID and you've got interest there, you've got a farm you had to downsize, you have a house you had to sell, whatever, a business you had to fold up. If you're doing trust business, if you're spending $1 or collecting $1 in that state, you damn well better give them a heads up that you're coming. And you're coming to collect. Those days are gone that we have to pay anything, you guys. We're not using dirty money anymore. We're not trading with the enemy anymore. Does that make sense? Did that answer that question for you? Keep it simple. Right now, everybody's just working on 21, 22, and 23.
Got a raise hand.
Don't burden yourself. Another raised hand. Okay, Christine S. Go ahead.
Hey, Marie. I have a question.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? I have already done all of mine. So I've done all of my Bs, my trust. I sent everything to the AG, which I thought was very interesting when I sent to them, is that they took all of my documents that I had sent them an original birth certificate, and they kept everything that they needed, probably made a copy of my birth certificate and mailed that back to me to keep for my records, since they didn't need it. Apparently they made a copy, I would assume.
Yeah, it was just a copy they needed. That certificate is a bond that is supposed to be kept in the asset safety deposit box. You know, your safekeeping box, your where you keep all of your, you know, if you had, let's say your grandparent passed away and they left you trust certificates from a railroad bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are originals that need to be kept in like a clear sheet, preserved as best as possible, because that's on your Schedule A. It's a collateral asset that you get to hand down to your offspring, your family, whoever it is that is inheriting from you. If you should get into a car accident or plane accident or whatever, and you're, you know, incapacitated for a minute, right?
Right.
Who is going to be the caregiver of all of that value, that gold, those crystals, those diamonds, those rubies, right? It's all collateral. So it's good that they sent it back to you.
Yeah, they did. I thought that was really interesting. And they sent it back in an envelope with my upper and lower case, not all caps. So I thought that was very interesting as well.
That's the Office of the Christ.
Yep.
Congratulations.
So I thought that was great.
And recognized.
I know that was awesome. So now I'm moving on to now doing it for my husband. His is a completely different situation. See, I was born in Florida, so I already have everything's easier for me. He's born in China. So he came over here when he was 11 and came over with his mom. His grandfather sponsored them to come in, and he did not get his citizenship. He has what is called a permanent resident alien card from the time that he was like 11. And that's all he has. But he does have his birth certificate from China. So I'm wondering if I should send that birth certificate from China as just a copy of that.
Just a copy.
And his permanent resident alien card as well to the AG and SOS?
You bet.
Okay. That's the only thing I was wondering, because his situation is so different from mine.
No, it's good. So either so you're sending in there needs to be one picture ID. So it needs to be either his passport.
He has a driver's license.
Perfect. I would do that, because what that does is that pins him. It pins his interest here locally.
Okay.
He has dual interest. We don't call it dual citizenship. What he is an ambassador at large. Why? He has interest in another country. He has lineage. He has ancestors. He has land that he probably has that he's going to be inheriting in a short order. Right? But we need to pin him here that he's been contributing to the United States, Turtle Island. He's been banking here. They already know he's been contributing. We're just now finally collecting 10 times the amount back on our contributions. We're not bent over and being raped and pillaged and trafficked anymore. You guys, we are ending child trafficking forever. That includes our blue card person or our green card person or our naturalization person. Who do you think they've been laundering money through? Your seasonal employees, non-resident aliens, like they're only here for a short time to do some labor, which is contributing greatly to our economy. Have you guys ever scrolled through TikTok and see the camera, showing them chopping all the cabbage freaking heads and sticking them on the tractor? Who do you think's fucking picking your cabbage? Thank God there's people who are willing to do that job still. So every dollar in the marketplace is our contribution that we just weren't reporting, and they weren't reporting because their game would have been over a long time ago. So these secret societies recruited these mafiosos way back in the day and put them all in high positions of power. And then they basically bribed them all and got them on video, not only trafficking the body parts of children, but re-raping and reselling the children and their body parts. But not before they extracted the adrenochrome and, did a hunting party and made them run around the forest for, 5 hours and then shot them dead. And then trafficked their body parts while they sucked the adrenochrome down. This shit show's over, folks. No Satan, no more. Okay? It's done. Cece, you have your hand up. John, too.
Yes.
John has his hand up. Yeah, Cece, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, family. Blessings. So please answer my question like if I'm 5 years old. Okay, please. I need this information. So I'm trying to put the puzzles together with my C Corp. Since the credits are going to be coming to the trust, right? How can I use my C Corp to be part of this process without having to create a
Taxable event?
No. An LLC, like a lot of people deviate. That's where I'm stuck right now,
Okay.
because I fire my accountant, so I'm taking over my finances. Okay, so I'm doing this myself.
Okay,
so I need to put that one together.
Did you add your C Corp EIN to your Schedule A in your living trust as one of your properties that you manage?
Can you repeat that again, please? Because I kind of lost you.
Did you put your C Corp EIN into your Schedule A of your living trust as one of your properties listed?
Okay. No, but I created a different trust, but I can, that's why I'm here. So I will do that. I will work on that. Thank you.
And when you do that, you need to send the IRS at 8822B, change the responsible party to the living trust or the irrevocable trust, whoever, whatever entity you put it in the private, it's now retired from the public. It's no longer a tax. It's no longer profiteering. It's now one of your federally privileged workers that you get to hire, you get to fund, you get to award, you get to pay compensation to.
Excellent. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You're retitling the account from usury profiteering to a private worker in your estate, or whether your estate is on land, air, or sea. It's your property. All those credits that are in it, all those bank accounts you ever worked out of, you get to do B's on all of that. Add your C Corp onto a K1 when you file your trust for 2024. Each one of your entities that you want to gift or award to should end up on your 1041-T. Minimum $250,000 grant or reward for helping you survive the shit show.
Awesome. Oh my God. Awesome. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Awesome question. Thank you for that. Jesse Martinez, you're up.
Is it Jesse or Tone? I said you mentioned my name before Jesse, so I was just wondering. But I'll wait. Yeah.
Yeah, Tone. Jesse's on his way in. Yeah, go ahead, Tone.
Okay. I just want to say thank you. I am quiet contemplation with everything that's being spoken, and I'm cracking up laughing also from the things that you're saying, because you're so right. And it's so direct to the point. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you to everyone here bringing in questions so that we can have different puzzles fall into place. And that's what happens every time I come and listen. So my question was, and I hope that's okay to ask that. You mentioned that you put your FinCEN number in there, FinCEN or FinCEN, or what it's called. And it's not the first time that I've heard that. So I would, from hearing you having done that, I think we should probably all register with FinCEN or FinCEN or whatever it's called, to so that we are not being flagged as, transferring or money laundering or anything like that. So my question would be, is there a place where we can look this up as an explanation how to go about doing that?
Yeah, it's actually, we probably should do a, okay. Let me just start by saying what's on deck for most single dash vessels that are still operating in the public, that have not been retired into the private living trust yet or irrevocable trust. Okay. What the bank accounts that you're using need a beneficial interest owner application filled out. So you are vetted with the bank, and they're taking all the third party ghost accounts, ghost trustees, fake wealth managers, Series 6, Series 7 brokers who've had access to our CUSIPs all this time and trading us on the stock market like cattle. We're just coming home to claim our beneficial interest as the owner of the reversionary interest that is collectible and claimable at our leisure. So for sure, like Fidelity has one of those. So we want to make sure that, because the banks, especially as they're being acquisitioned, are talking to the Treasury. So BOI, beneficial interest owner, BIOs, be on the lookout for those with your brokerage or your private account. They even had me do a BIO for my LLC because I think CID, just a quick fact is that for the last 35 years, there were sleeper agents coming over here, getting paid by the morgue to occupy a house where people had died or old age, so that they could occupy the housing market.
Competence. You didn't
And
say that. But, okay.
What is it?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah. No, incompetent.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also that it's going to cover the people, elderly, who are incompetent. So those are the people who get stolen.
Right. Yeah. So people were coming in with what we call a shell corp, or just like a de facto government. You had de facto shell corps that a lot of these senators, 118th Congress and beyond, these lifelong fucking representatives up in DC, the swamp, have had shares in these hedge funds and all those toxic mortgage-backed securities, which is why the stock market's going away soon, and Texas is going to have its own national commodities exchange. We're going back to real money, real bar. So I think the thing for you to do, because this has been a long day for me, is that we can have, I think it would be beneficial for those of us that want to, that have maybe a brokerage account or a escrow account or an estate that they're trustee for, an estate bank account. See, those are absolutely private. Our revocable living trust is public. In other words, it's able to do business in the marketplace. So it's like the bridge between your minor person, your blue card person, and your staff that work for your estate. Your trust is the business of the family. The estate is the escrow safekeeping schedule A that no one ever knows the value of. All right.
So were you saying then, Kimmery, that the thinking, the registration, you actually do through Fidelity, or do you go online and do a BIO or BOI with the thinking?
Well, you can just go Google BOI Fidelity, BOI Wells Fargo, BOI whatever, and they'll usually let you upload the document in your private message center, or you can put it in the mail to them, or you can drop it off. And FinCEN is, you just go to BSA, e-filing, FinCEN.gov, privacy and security, FinCEN.gov, and just give it a shot. Give it a shot, print out a copy, fill out a practice copy, see how much you comprehend of it. Like, take an open book test, give yourself that award for testing yourself to see how much you know and how much you're willing to comprehend of the next level, because we're going up to the next level of game, you guys. It's not just about filing a single person tax return anymore. It's about, now we get to actually gift our township, gift our local library, gift our neighbors or our relatives or our family members without causing a liability on them. We don't have to hoard anymore. The gates are open, the horses are running. And now we get to put the tents up. We get to put the revival tents up. We get to be a part of building the new field, is what I call it. It's a field. John Allen, you're next. Oh, he's not there anymore. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm skimming. Okay. I love it. We're in reverence. I love it. It's so beautiful because, we're looking through the gates of heaven, and the gates aren't closed for the first time. They're literally open, and the field is rich, and the wheat is being separated from the chaff, and the wealth of the wicked's been stored up for the righteous. Prove me wrong. You can't. It's just such a beautiful, glorious demolition, as we call it. This. Yeah. Anyway, is that it for everybody?
Hello?
Thanks for witnessing my TV. Yep.
Can you hear me? This is John.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to give God all the glory. I got two parts to my question. The first question is, I've been audited by our IRS since 2007. And after I did my 1040 ES and Vs, I did a little more research into my state, and I found that my state has 1040 ES and Vs. Now, as far as filling those out, They basically look like it's got a voucher on the bottom of it. I'm not sure exactly how to fill this out. Should I fill it out like I did the ES and the V with the amounts I did per quarter? Because it has per quarter.
Okay.
But then,
yeah. So what's, hold on one sec. So your first question was, okay, when you say I got audited, I've been audited since 2007. Who's the I we're talking about? Your business, your blue card person?
My blue card person
has been audited, meaning you've been sent assessment letters.
Yeah, and I've had they've audited me, and then there's years I've had to. They came back and I said that I owed, and they've held my returns. They've taken my returns numerous times. I mean, everything's straight now, but being as I went through all that, and then after they did that, the state of Missouri came after me for what the IRS took. You know what I'm saying? So I got like double whammy because I didn't know I needed to. It wasn't like an amended tax toward the state. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Okay. So question number 1, did you complete the Holly Kia Living Trust guidance?
I'm almost done with the trusts.
And you're going to be opening up a trust account in Missouri, right?
Yeah, I was talking to a Fidelity agent about, he was trying to, because the way that I was understanding it is this trust that we're doing through Holly, that's a revocable trust. And shouldn't we open another trust account with like Fidelity that's separate from that?
You can open as many trusts as you want. I just need us to get through step by step here. Once you get your trust, whatever bank you choose, credit union, whatever you choose, okay? You've got to notice the AG and the SOS with your birth certificate, your driver's license, okay? And the IRS has to know the address for your accountable mail, all that. Once that step is done,
I sent all that off already.
Okay. Well, then, so now you're able to do a 1099B on Missouri. Anybody charging you, you get to do a B on their ass.
Okay.
Times 10. So don't even worry about the ESs. The ESs are for the people who are just doing 1040s or 1040 SRs for little grandma millies or non-residents. Okay. The ESs is like showing people that they have value.
So I shouldn't. So I shouldn't do the
skin in the game.
So I shouldn't fill out the 1040 ES and V for the state. They have their own separate ES and V.
Well, okay. So back to since you gave notice, did you send in a Form 56?
Yes.
Okay, all of that went to the AG, right? So now they're going to relate to you as the fiduciary, equal measure, equal party, level playing field, right? So you now get to do an ES and a V. You could do a 1041 ES and a V and gift it to the bennies. You could do a 1041T and gift it to the bennies. You could do a state ES, but you will have to file a fiduciary return for the state of Missouri. And that just requires a little research, and you have to have a profile where you're able to file a return at the state level, but as a fiduciary rather than a trustee. Because the fiduciary is dealing with the state level comptroller. You're no different than an AG. You're the attorney general for your living trust at the state level. You're the ranger. You're the sheriff. You're the guardian. You're the protector. You're the king. You're the mayor. You're the director. You're the boss. Now, So if I would wait myself, I would wait until you get a bill from them. Then I would pay that bill on a state ES and a V times 2. Now you've got a recoupable event. You've now overpaid what they say you owed. Now you have a credit times 2 to collect back. But your blue card person, you can collect it on a blue card person's NEC or miscellaneous, or you can collect it through your trust. Yeah, we have so many options now. So it's not, should I do this or that? It's
okay. I was just
give it to them.
I was just trying to stay ahead of the game, but usually with them, I wait until they send me something.
Yeah, that's the best course of action right now. Yep.
So,
you've got all the receipts. You've got the pen. Those with the gold pay the debts. And right now I would just focus on getting your trust Bs 1041T filled out. You definitely have 10 vessels that you can gift 250,000 to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We are under orders from General McGregor to go and get your lifetime gift tax. And that was back at the Real State of the Union in 2023, y'all. I thought it was the UTC. What I discovered today was it was actually the 709. Whenever there's been an accounting error or a miscalculation or an ES payment from a grantor to a recipient that they've not received, like you and me, John?
Yes.
We get to, now that we've sent the notice to the AG, I'm attaching all of my receipts to help them with the accounting and give them a beautiful cover letter that says, please complete the 709 and make all parties whole. And I'll let you guys take your time at your leisure and look at the 709 document yourself. But where we're heading is in partnership with our de jure republics that are rising up by each and every one of you sending in a B. We're getting these actors audited. And there's a whole lot more than that going on that you all know about. $700,000 sealed indictments. There's a whole lot of other stuff going on, but there's also a whole lot of protectors that came home to protect us domestically while we get our ducks in a row and get liquidity and get our estates occupied, our trusts, provisions for our ships, for our vessels, for our home, for our garden, for our boat, for our estate, for our ranch, whatever, wherever we're eating and sleeping, we need cookies. Okay. Awesome. Snack time, everybody. That's a lot of information. Woo! Music to my ears, CC says. Awesome. 1 Thessalonians 5:18, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. We are now in the office. We're responsible to roll the stone away after we have risen. It's us. It's nobody coming in the clouds. Awesome. Awesome. Great, everybody. I'm glad we recorded it. So I will end the recording. Thank you all for showing up here today. That was awesome. We had to move venues to talk about all this stuff. I have a feeling they can hear me booming from my belly across these wires. And they knew the minute I said I'm going to shoot it out for the cannon, they're like, oh, shit, she needs to go in the private right now. Because my last time I did that, it was 9-hour testimony. Remember the Jitsi? So, All right. Snack time, everybody. Have a good
Snack
day.
time.
Enjoy. Yep. Snack time, everybody. Blessings to everybody.
Thank you, Kay
Thanks for
Marie.
coming. We got
Thank
this.
you. Have a good
We
day,
got it.
everybody.
So
Thank you. I love
have a nice
you.
day.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Love you too.
Thank
Yep,
you so
love
much.
you too, everybody.
Love you, Kim Murray. Thanks, darling.
Find video.
Woohoo!
And it's
stop,
probably
Tessa.
going to be in the
Protect this woman.
recoupers. Yeah, I'm probably going to put it up on Rumble. No, gosh, sorry. No, this is private stuff. Hold on. Baby only in Come Out of Her, My People. Well, that's public too. Shoot. I think y'all are going to have to subscribe to my TikTok because I'm going to need to start a whole new room. We got lions and bears and tigers. Oh my. Okay. So we got everybody at so many different levels. I'll discuss it with my team and then we'll figure out. So for sure you can get this recording. And here's the thing. If we give information to someone who's not ready for it, all we're doing is burdening them with it. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we're ready for that next level while we're just putting our projections together. Where do I want to be 6 months from now? How do I want my paperwork to look 6 months from now? Which tax returns will I have filed by January 15th? Sorry. We're getting all of our folders and our receipts in order so that we may put forward our claims. You guys, we could get a huge windfall of dividends paid back to us for everything we've ever paid into the all the interest we've ever paid into the IRS. I mean, prepare for miracles and surprises. We could be well on our way to now being able to put our dividends or our windfall or our dinar or our Nasara or whatever it is that's coming into our living trust and put it to work for us. It doesn't mean we stop making claims. A lot of people have a lot of loss and a lot of injury that they have to recover, but at least we're going to have the cookies to be able to spend time and attention and do the business of the family for a change. Our family, right? So all that to say, yeah, we'll figure it out. Thanks for causing this meeting of the minds today, and we'll make sure that we get the recording to.
We're gonna have to make a new channel.
No, this is the channel. This is going to be it for us that are taking this class. I love it so much. Focus. People is more. We don't get interrupted that way. When Kimmery speaks, we don't interrupt her thoughts, her chain of thoughts, or her downloads with the information.
Okay, I get that. Trust me, we know that there's a benefit to all of us feeding lions instead of entertaining sheep. Definitely, we know that is what works and doesn't work in the community thing for sure. Like I'm gonna talk with Dr. Heather and Jeremy, and we're gonna see how we can't synchronize all this because him and I, and we all have the same vision, y'all, to erect these tents for all of us to celebrate under. So we're already building the field in which we're going to stride into, right? Or ride into, or hot air balloon into, or jetpack into. However we get there, we're all going to get there. But we just have to figure out a synchronized way where we can share the information in a contained environment. So we'll get back to everybody. And I wish I could show you the 2 notices that I got today from TikTok. Okay. Yeah. While they love what we're doing, we have to be careful that I was getting a hit that there might be agents who could complain about my live and get it taken down. And that may be actually what happened. Someone complained. They're trying, they don't get to, or they don't want this information. The bad guys don't want the information out. So it might have been a hedge of protection to cover me while we're going through this next leveling up phase. I don't know, but I'm very obedient when it comes to, because whoever is in this room right now, even if they are an agent, all they did was get schooled on how they can just turn in their bar card and start to go back to work for their family and be on the right side of history. Everybody gets to choose. Do you want to be in usury, or do you want to keep charging interest and keep stealing? So even if they're in here, it's okay. There is no more gatekeeping. We're transparent. All I shared with you all was my experiences and what is able to be accessible online.
This is only for entertainment anyway.
And we're just, but we're feeding.
We're having fun.
Lions. Yeah, we're having fun. We're at the table. Yeah, we're manifesting it, making it real. And we're remembering our power, and we're remembering our dominion and what we get to do. And someone who has been a gatekeeper would have to actually abdicate their power in order to go back and marry their family and marry God again. So they know that. Anyone who's a secret society or whatever in here, they got enlightened today, and they get to choose going forward if they want to be a lion or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Just saying.
They're going to be converted today. Every knee shall bow.
Yeah, it's true, though.
Lord.
I mean, they have to deal with their family, their garden, their own matters privately. Everybody's got their own garden to weed out, So that's why I wasn't worried about coming in here, but I was worried about having my TikTok be shut down and then silenced for 7 days, because then that harms the innocent ones that didn't do anything wrong. They just wanted to come and say a prayer and a share and a gratitude. And so I'm clear that I needed to not be talking this level of information in the public square yet. That's all. Okay, awesome. Good work, everybody. Much love, and we'll talk soon. And we will get together with Dr. Heather and Jeremy and figure out what we're going to do. And Tom, if we need to create a new room, we can do that too. But everybody has to sign a hold harmless agreement if we're going to be sharing private information in the room between each other. We need to make sure we hold each other harmless, etc. And so I have a subscription group called Celebration Room that Dr. Heather is admin and managing for me, that are the people that came from TikTok that are serious about, this information and making a way of wealth for their families and whatnot. And so we'll talk about that too. Okay, Tom?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome. All right, everybody, keep up the good work. We got this. We're doing great.
Thank you, Kim
Pace
Marie.
yourself, though. Yeah. Much love, y'all. I love that y'all are interested in this and that you're getting your paperwork done. God helps those who help themselves, and we're in it to win it. If nothing else, we got to take the scepter back and remember that we have a magic wand. We are the wand. Our pen is, we don't have to use weapons this time. We came back to rescue this planet from separation and, conflict and, unending wars. We're done with that. I'm ready for 1,000 years of peace and celebration. So thanks for being on that mission with me and seeing the vision. We're holding it together, right? All of us together. We're going to manifest it because two or more together.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I love you guys. I can't wait to be with everybody in person.
We love you.
Love you too.
Okay, I love you guys.